Yes, He will. Whatever you need, God will perform. Yes, He will. He which has begun a great work in you, He's gonna perform it. Yes, He will. I wanna tell you, He which has begun a great work in you, He's gonna perform it. He will perform it. Yes, He will. All you gotta do is hold on. Don't you dare give up.
great morning to each and every one of you. The Lord's blessing and favor and peace be upon you on this great day. Come on in, come on in, come on in. You gotta get in here today. I promise you, your life is absolutely going to change. Make sure you hit that share button. I want you to take about 20 seconds and just hit that share button and share it to everybody you love, everybody you intend to do life with. Share it, like, send the hearts, thumbs up, whatever. I want you to be engaged and interactive with us today. I believe it's going to be life-changing. All right, let's jump into this. I am excited. We're going back into what we started, giving yourself the best you have to offer. And I can't tell you how many emails and messages, direct messages I got. And so I want to go a little deeper today. We're talking about giving yourself the best you have to offer. We established that we have to do some reconfiguring in terms of our perspective, in terms of our perception of ourselves, as it relates to the value we esteem on ourselves or we ascribe to ourselves. Because generally, you, like I, have been guilty of giving more of you away to other people than you have actually capitalized on or maximized. And so you become drained, you become depleted, and the reality sets in that you're giving everybody else your best except yourself. And so we laid the groundwork that there are persons that all of us have to have in our life that are there to safeguard us and safeguard our sanity. And they are there to interrupt our unconscious attempts at self-sabotage, because we don't even realize it. But what we're doing in our attempts to please and appease everyone else around us is that we're actually self-sabotaging ourselves. We are guilty of being quite negligent to our own needs, and we cater to the whims, the wishes, the wants of every single person in our life. And unfortunately, we tend to shelve our own dreams, goals, desires, and ambitions. But that stops today. That completely stops today, because God has sent me as that individual. And there are going to be more individuals in your life who have the assignment from God. We talked about in our last session that God will send people whose objective will be to help you to expose your blind spots. These are areas in all of our lives where we are either oblivious to or we intentionally ignore these deficient areas in our life, and we opt to operate at less than full capacity. So you got to have people in your life who can point out these blind spots, these spots that are sabotaging your growth. They are reinforcing stagnation, and ultimately they distort your reality. Not only do we need people that will help us expose these blind spots, but there will be persons who have the assignment to help us to dismantle complacency. And all of us, this is not exclusive to one person. All of us have had bouts with complacency. And until we dismantle the complacency in our lives, then we will never see our lives lived in full capacity. And so we talked about how complacency is the state of passive satisfaction with our current situation that's often rooted in comfort, fear, or unconscious routine. I want you to remember that. The reason I wanted to reiterate that to you is because there are some things you're doing unconsciously that you have no idea is contributing unnecessarily to some of the defeat you are feeling and experiencing in your life. And so you need somebody that will disrupt and disturb what you're comfortable with, where you're comfortable at, and even who you're comfortable with. You got to have somebody that jars your mind and says, hey, you're way better than this. You are significantly bigger than the environment or the surrounding you have submitted and subjected yourselves to. And they are usually the ones in your life who pose questions to you like, is this situation really good enough for you? Or are you just avoiding the effort it takes to change? Those are the kind of questions. People will call you all day, hey, what's up? What you doing? Very surface, very nonchalant type of questioning. But I need somebody that will pick up the phone and ask me things like, if you don't act now, where will you be in 5 years? And just hang up the phone on me. and leave my mind spinning, but yet grasping for necessary answers in my life. And so we need people that dismantle complacency. Really what they do at the crux of their objective is that they are exposing the gaps between our reality and our potential. I say to people all the time, and I want to say to you, that the enemy is not as much threatened about your potential as you think he is, because people die every day full of potential. There are people that are littered in graveyards right now who had tons and tons and tons of potential. The enemy is not threatened by your potential. However, he does consider you a serious threat the moment you start making effort. And so we need people around us that will help us dismantle complacency. And I embellish that a little bit by saying that the price of inaction is always far greater than the cost of making a mistake. You can sit on the sideline for the rest of your life if that's what you choose, out of fear of, if I get up, I may fall. But here's my question to you. While you are contemplating, what if I fall? My question to you today is, but what if you fly? You are so preoccupied and consumed with the possibility and the negative scenarios, and you're playing them out in your mind, and you're saying, I'm going to just stay where I am. It's comfortable. I've settled into it. I even know people just like me where I am. The question is, you're so worried about what if you fall. But my question to you is, what if you take off? What if you actually fly? So not only that, but we need people in our lives that help us foster a greater and a deeper self-awareness. In other words, these are the individuals in our life who are, they don't ask you, they typically don't, hey, how was your night last night? How was the movie you went to see? No, their exclusive interest is to force your face into introspection, to look inside of you and make some assessments, make some appraisals of where you are, where you're going, why aren't you certain places by now, and to help focus us and center us to the point where we are able to address those issues and thereby allowing us to advance further than we ever thought that we could go in our life. And so we understand that these persons, or the individuals that help us to foster self-awareness, they're the people who force us to question the why behind everything it is that we do. Why, generally, I'm going to ask somebody 5 or 6 times a why. Why are you doing this? Because. Why now? Why not a month from now? Because the more you examine the whys of your life, generally you're able to streamline your focus and safeguard unnecessary repercussions in your life. I cannot tell you how many times some person or mentor has posed to me a why question, And it stopped me in my tracks because I realized oftentimes we get stuck in monotonous cycles, just doing what we're doing to be doing it. When in reality, your problem could be that you are so busy doing what you're doing that you are failing to do what you should be doing. See there? I need a usher. I felt it when it came out. You are so busy doing what you're doing that you are failing to do what you should be doing at this juncture, at this season. That needs to be a dialogue between you and God in your prayer. I know you're asking for the cash, the clothes, and all of that material stuff that God does not mind you having. But as you live a little while, your prayer life becomes a little more intense. It becomes a little more less self-absorbed. You start praying and saying, God, what am I to do with this moment? What am I to do with this opportunity? Time is not a commodity that I have in limited resource. So I have to maximize every single minute, moment, month, day, week, or year that God has afforded me. Right. So then we have people in our lives who help us move from thought to action. These are people who help us to translate and transfer the things that we have envisioned, the things that we see internally, into tangible, actionable steps in our lives. Because again, I said it to you that there is a grave difference between knowing and doing. And until that gap between knowing and doing is closed, then you're going to be stuck a lot in your life because you are vacillating. One day I'm this, I want to do this, the next day I don't. I know what to do, but doing it becomes the issue. So it's not enough to know. You have to be at a place where you are doing. And these are people. Now, here's where I want to pick up for you, because every one of us have to have people in our lives that help us to reframe our fear as fuel. Again, turning every what if I fail in our lives, and that's playing repeatedly on repeat in our subconscious. We need people that help us turn our what if I fail into what if I fly. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking at you now, and honestly, on my agenda this morning, a part of my curriculum as I'm teaching you is to cause you to adjust the lenses through which you view your life and yourself. And I want you to shift to a more optimistic vantage point, because believe me when I tell you, the question of the day for you, in order to really shift you permanently to a place of optimistic living, is to ask yourself, as to change the question you've been asking yourself: what's the worst that could happen if you tried? The enemy wants to arrest you before your attempts. Some of you who are watching me now, you've been putting it off for far too long, and you're arrested by fear. And that's why you won't attempt, you won't try. What if nobody buys it? What if they buy it by 10,000 units? What if nobody reads my book? What if they started using it as curriculum at their church or at their school? You have to break that spirit of intimidation, and that ultimately sort of plays into that sense of inadequacy and inferiority that will try to be dominant in your life. Every time you try to transition from what you know to what you are doing, from what I know to what I'm doing, let me tell you, you know enough right now to change your whole financial dynamic. Let me just throw that out there. You know enough right now. You're not fooling anybody. You are smarter than most people take you for. You are more intelligent than people have a revelation of. You have such ingenuity and insight that most people are too carnal to even recognize it. But you know enough right now to change the course and the direction and the destiny of your life. Here's what I'm doing with you today. This is what I'm hoping to provoke. See, because I'm not a sporadic teacher, everything I'm saying to you, everything I'm teaching you, the sequence that I'm teaching you in is very methodical. And what I mean by that is I'm bringing you to a place today where I want you to start declaring an all-out war against mediocrity. I want you to be an enemy to mediocrity. I don't accept it. I don't produce it. I don't put it out. That's my motto. I don't accept mediocrity. I don't put out mediocrity. I am at all out war with mediocrity. That means that when you're at an all out war with mediocrity, you understand that clarity without motion is self-sabotage. Now I'm going to let that sink in for a moment. The world is shaped not by those with the best ideas, but by those who choose to act imperfectly, relentlessly, and unapologetically. Lord, I'm gonna give myself a love offering today. That felt good to me. Let me give you that again. The world is shaped not by those who have the best ideas, not by those who are the brightest, but it's shaped by those who dare to act imperfectly, relentlessly, and unapologetically. Let me say this to you, and let me see if it resonates in your spirit. You've got everything it takes to take everything you want. Oh God. I hope this is really soaking into your spirit. You got everything you take, but you got to close that gap between knowing and doing. Here's what Henry Ford said years and years ago, and I think it will serve your soul well. You can't build a reputation on what you're going to do. You can't build a reputation on what you're going to do. Deep South people, what you're fixing. I'm fixing to start this. I'm about to get around to doing this. No, ma'am, no, sir. You can't build a reputation on what you're going to do. You can't build a life. You can't build a future or a fortune on what you're going to do. Those things are only accomplished and amassed by what it is you are actually doing. Are you doing right by you? Let me stop there for a moment. The question to you is, honestly, are you doing right by you? Are you giving yourself a fair chance? Are you being as aggressive as you possibly can to insert yourself into environments that are the most healthy and the most beneficial for you? Your skill set, your goal, your gifting, what it is you do. Are you doing right by you? Are you just sitting around saying, one day it's going to happen. One day I'm going to meet them. Well, if your ship don't come to you, sometimes you got to go out to your ship. One day my ship's going to come in. You got to rewire your mindset. If the ship don't come to me, I'm going to go to the ship. Or I'm just going to sit around living this fanatical, fantasized life that will never produce any fruit. It will never be fulfilling, and it will never be lived future forward. So I have to ask myself every day, am I doing right by me? All right? What are you reading? What are you studying? What are you prepared for? What are you preparing for? What are you looking for? What are you expecting? How are you sharper this month than you were last month? Have you found interest in a new skill set that you can monetize, that can expand on your streams of income? Lord, help me today. So you got to have these people in your life. You got to have people in your life. Here's a big one. You got to have individuals in your life that help challenge victim narratives. And I can't overemphasize or over-embellish how significant this is. Because victim narratives are these stories that we tell ourselves that position us as powerless, passive recipients of circumstance where external factors dictate our lives. You know, I'm just a victim of circumstance. No, you're just a victim of victimhood. You would be amazed. Trust me, many years of counseling, you would be amazed how some people can get stuck in victimhood. Now, it's not to minimize or to be insensitive or to minimize anything that you've gone through, or I've gone through, or people have gone through. But the reality of the matter is, just because you've gone through it does not mean it's got to continually go through you. Just because you remember it does not mean you have to keep reliving it. Lord, I really hope you are getting this. And so you got to have people in your life that are there to challenge these victim narratives, these narratives that thrive on phrases like, I can't because, or maybe this is more familiar to you. You've heard yourself say this always happens to me. As I'm saying it to you, I just had a flashback of when I was saying that. This always happens to me. Man, it looks like you get this close to something and it falls apart and the bottom drops off. This always happens to me. But while that might offer temporary comfort by absorbing responsibility, they ultimately trap us in cycles of stagnation and resentment. The narratives that you and I say to ourselves, or the narratives we play the victims in, gain power through repetition. Again, I'm saying that I'm not good enough. Nothing ever works out for me. I don't even know why I try. And so we keep giving these narratives power through repetition, and they weave themselves into the fabric of our identity to the point that we start considering them an unchangeable truth. They often arise from legitimate pain, past failures, emotional wounds, or systematic barriers. However, instead of serving as catalysts for growth, here's the disheartening part. They harden into excuses. I got an excuse not to be any more than I am. I had a setback. Well, all of us have had setbacks. Oh, everybody that's watching me right now, you got enough sad stories that somebody would agree with you that you should just pull a cover over your head and lay in that bed for the next 38 days. Everybody's got that. But it's not about the setback. It's about the comeback. And I want to speak over your life right now and tell you that I believe this is getting ready to be a drastic comeback season for you. That things that thought it held you down, people that thought they had stunted your growth, stopped your productivity, this is about to be a great bounce back season for you. And you thought they were hating before, wait till they see how your resilience begins to come through and shine despite of everything that you are going through. Because the reality of the matter is you're going to have a breakthrough that does not require you dismissing or denying your struggle. See, I keep telling people the reason a lot of us can get breakthrough is because we are so embarrassed about our circumstance and our ego would be so bruised. We want to act like everything is always okay. Everything is going well. I'm blessed and highly favored. No, 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 no. You're going to have a breakthrough. God's going to bless you. And it does not require you to have to dismiss, denounce, or to deny your struggle. It demands refocusing. Now, if you get this, you perhaps may just shout for the next 7 days. It demands redirecting your focus from what happened to what's possible. Oh, God, help your child today. It demands that you redirect your attention, that you reshift your focus from what happened to what's next. You can get so lost in what happened and preoccupied by the past that you totally become oblivious to the fact that the sun has got to shine again. Bishop sung it. You'll live through this. Do I have anybody watching me that believe you'll live through this? The sun is going to shine again. It may look dark. It may look dismal. It may look depressing. I'll give you that. I'm not denying that. But what I can tell you is that the sun shines the brightest after your darkest day. Oh, it's way too early for you to consider giving up. It's way too soon for you to even be contemplating throwing in the towel. You got more to live for right now than you ever thought you had to die over the course of the entirety of your life. I hope I got somebody that believes what I'm saying to you today. You're going to live through this. Trust me when I tell you. Man, do you know how many times I should have been buried and they should have been singing slow songs and drinking coffee over me as many times as people pronounced the benediction? But here's what I think that always kept me motivated and had momentum. Is though they pronounced the benediction on me, I never pronounced the benediction on myself. I made up my mind a long time ago. I'm always going to have the last word on my life. Always. It doesn't matter. Does not matter what you are predicting, what you are projecting to happen. I always have the last word on my life. The Bible says it like this, that you got to speak life. Life and death is in the power of your tongue. Your funeral and your future are both in your mouth. So if I were you, I'd watch the next sentence I say very carefully, because most people are so careless with their words that sometimes your last sentence creates a life sentence. Why ain't this Sunday morning? I say it ain't on purpose because it just sounds better effect-wise. So every I can't in your life holds a hidden question, and that is, what if I could? Here's what your homework is. You have to learn how to shift yourself intentionally, your mind, from resignation to curiosity, because that's where transformation begins. You got to stop resigning from life. I give up. I quit. I've done all I'm gonna do with this. I'm through with it. If you stop resigning and you give up resignation and start being more curious, this shift is going to absolutely change your life. It's recognizing that while you cannot control every circumstance, you can always choose your response. A focus on past events always reinforces a sense of victimhood, while an emphasis on personal action can foster agency. In other words, it's the place or the sphere in life where I move on my own volition, where I am totally so tapped into God and his input, his direction, his directives, his commandments, his concepts about my life, that I don't even regard other people's word as significant enough for me to disobey his. Man, if y'all understood that, you got to get up every day and say, I'm nobody's victim. But hear this, most of all, I'm not my victim. I'm going to ditch these victim narratives. Yeah, it may take a moment, but I've got to get over some things. Maya Angelou said it like this: you may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. Yes, it happened. I can't do anything about that. But the thing that I do have control over is allowing myself to be reduced by them. I am who I am because of the things I went through. I'm not going to walk around being resentful. Yes, it hurt. Yes, I would have never done you that way. And yes, I wish that it didn't occur, and I didn't feel the betrayal. I didn't feel that kind of pain. But I can't change that dynamic. What's happened has happened. But I am the deciding factor on if I'm going to allow myself to be reduced by it. I'm not reduced, but I've grown through every trial. Just like you. You don't even realize it. Watch this. Let me give you a real reason to shout. You want a real reason to shout? Here it is. You have survived 100% of the things that were ever aimed to destroy you. 100% of them. The fact that you're here, the fact that you're in front of the screen, the fact that you're looking at me right now, the fact that this is witnessing in your spirit, it means you have survived 100% of everything that has ever been targeted and aimed at your life. Every attack, every assault, every injurious intent, every ill will that has been directed towards you. You have survived it. You need to put in that chat to say, I'm nobody's victim. I'm nobody's victim. Yeah, that's my testimony. That's one of those, brother pastor. Can I just say my testimony? Yeah, what's your testimony? Everybody else getting up and first obedience to God, second to the pastor. Thank you for this, thank you for that. God, I want to thank you for my car and all of that. No. My testimony today is I am nobody's victim. Hallelujah. You are nobody's victim by no stretch of the imagination. You are nobody. I'm not going to be reduced by it. I am going to be living proof you can live through this. All right. Let me move on because I feel something getting ready to pop off. Let me give you this. Let me be structured. You need the persons in your life. We're talking about giving yourself the best you have to offer. Make sure you're not shortchanging yourself. That's why God strategically stations people around your life who have God's heart and your best interests in their mind. So you got to have people in your life, watch this, that aid you in redefining your identity. Shifting self-perception from I can't to I am becoming. See, folk used to get mad at me because they will have these big, long drawn out dialogues. You can't do this. You never gonna be this. You ain't gonna be able to do this. And you're not going to speak in front of people. I told y'all about that. I had teachers tell me that you'll never be a public speaker. You can't hold an audience. You can't captivate anybody's attention. Stop asking to give speeches and stop. And I've lived long enough to see some of those teachers and professors come to my church and ask for forgiveness 20 years later, 30 years later, because I refuse to allow somebody's negative seed to take root in my mind and my spirit. I can do all things through Christ that strengthen me. And every time somebody tells you you can't, you look at them and say, I'm becoming. Maybe I can't in this exact instance, but I am becoming. Stop allowing people to belittle you while you're becoming. You got to understand that in your spirit. Okay, y'all go ahead. Y'all ahead of me. Good. I'm cheering for you. But please know this. I'm becoming every day. What are you doing today that's contributing to your becoming? Somebody say, I'm tuned in right now. This is part of my becoming. I'm gleaning. I'm hearing God. I'm getting the information. I'm engaging in the dialogue, because part of what I'm contributing to me becoming is my intake of the word of God. And so identity shapes behavior. And so you got to have people, watch this, that help you shed outdated labels in order that you might be free, loose, and liberated to step into new roles, as well as reveal to you that most labels that are placed on you or have been placed on you are inherited and not earned. The moment you get that revelation, it's going to shift your whole perspective. Right? You got to have people in your life that will help redefine your identity. Here's the secret I've learned. I'm going to give you this. I ain't going to charge you a dime for this, because me and you, we tight like that. Watch this. This is what I figured out. The labels other people place on you often reveals more about their limitations than your own. It shows the projection of their insecurities, their biases, and their narrow perspectives, and the narrow perspectives that they have about the world. To internalize them is to outsource your worth to minds unequipped to hold it. Lord, I feel like running. To outsource, to internalize everything they're saying, literally is to outsource your worth to minds that are unequipped to hold them. Every time a critic calls you arrogant, they are usually masking their discomfort with your confidence. Every time a skeptic classifies your projected endeavors as unrealistic, they reveal how fearful they are of you dreaming so daring and boldly. The freedom, true freedom, begins when you stop trying to fit into other people's preconceived notions of what and who you should be. Your identity is not a puzzle for others to solve, but a masterpiece for you to create. I just got to stop now, because I really do feel a praise coming. And if I start, it's not going to be easy to stop. Let me stop there. Let me stop there. So I want you to go today, and I want you to start. I want you to make up your mind. You're getting ready to give yourself a fair shot. I want you to stop counting yourself out. I want you to stop discounting yourself as unsalvageable. Sure, you've messed up. I've messed up, but I'm still here. I've messed up. I made mistakes. Oh my God. But God, through his infinite wisdom and his grace, still uses me. Despite the mess. Stop letting people tell you you messed up, so you disqualified yourself. God can't do nothing with you. I want you to look them in the eye and say, you and that devil is a liar. Well, you've heard the word of the Lord today. I want you to receive it by faith. And I want it to be mixed with your faith. The Bible says that's the only way the word can profit us. Let's prepare to honor the Lord in our giving today. I want you to prepare your seed offering to sow unto the Lord today. The giving means are coming up on the screen now. I want you to make a kingdom investment today. I want you to honor the Lord in your giving. If you're giving, I want you to give a liberal seed today. The Bible says the liberal soul shall be made fat. That's what I live by. The Bible says if you give sparingly, you shall reap sparingly. If you sow abundantly or bountifully, you'll reap bountifully. God literally allows you to determine what you get back by what you give out, not the amount, but the measure in which you do it. And so I want you to give a liberal seed today. Of course, if you're a part of this ministry, you consider this your church home. New home is where you are fed. I want you to return the Lord's tithe. If it's your day to do that, if you're weak to do it, I want you to do that and honor the Lord. But find one of the giving means and make your kingdom investment. Of course, you can text NHFWC to 54244. Again, text NHFWC to 54244. And then if you want to mail your seed, and of course, that is always an option. Mailing never goes out of style. You can give your seed offering, mail it to 1605 Robert C. Blake Sr. Drive, right here in the beautiful city of New Orleans, Louisiana, 70130. We're going to pray over it and pronounce the Lord's great blessings over your seed. So I want you to know what I've known all of my life. You can't beat God's giving, no matter how hard you try. If you believe, you ought to sometimes try to get in the giving match with God. You can't beat him giving, no matter how hard you try. But it's not too early to start making your weekend worship plans. Of course, I say it all the time. There's a new home everywhere. Get there. You want to join me this Sunday? Join me at our New Orleans East Campus, 13800 Hayne Boulevard for 9 a.m. sharp, 9 a.m. The sounds of joy and gladness start ringing from the sanctuary. 9 a.m. Come as you are, dressed comfortably. It's not about the clothes. It is all about the souls. And God has been sending souls into that church. And for that, we are so grateful, so glad for it. So if you have any family, friends that you know, maybe you're out of state, but you know people who live in New Orleans East or Slidell or Picayune, Mississippi, or all the little Mississippis on that stretch. It's worth the drive. It's worth. I have people and I have members who come to our church who drive 2 hours to service every Sunday. God is my witness. Every Sunday they drive 2 hours. That means they passing up about 4,346 churches just to get to New Home Family Worship Center in New Orleans East. Meet me there this Sunday at 9 a.m. Of course, Uptown, our mother church at 1030, 1616 Robert C. Blake Sr. Drive. 8 a.m. our Baton Rouge campus. It goes down in the BR. 1030 at our Hammond campus. 1:30 at our Jackson, Mississippi campus. And then again at 11 a.m. at our Houston, Texas campus. Find you a new home everywhere, anywhere, and get there. So I thank you so very much. Again, it's been my joy and privilege to share this time with you on today. And you already know what I'm going to say. I want you to go and have an amazing, amazing, amazing day today. Go and get it because God says it is absolutely, positively yours, my friend.